Hey, how's it going, guys and gals? It's Crazy German coming at you, and we're just going to throw up a quick studio update. I'm going to show you something I picked up this week at my local hobby shop. I'm kind of excited about. As you all know, I'm working on my 88 gun kit with a gun crew, complete with a motorcycle. I'm going to show you that real quick. It hasn't been primed yet, but I have finished building it. It's the little BMW motorcycle with the rider. We got that built. I'm going to start cranking on the 88 here this weekend. I'll show you some clips of that here on another video. But I was able to, I just was, last 11 of the last 12 days, I have been working my butt off, trying to get the season wrapped up. I still have 2 more weeks left before the end of fall. We're quickly approaching Christmas, ordering Christmas gifts for myself and the family. So I'll let you know some things I've got coming as soon as I show you what I was able to pick up at my local hobby shop. I did get the 8-ton half-track, armored half-track that the Germans used in North Africa to tow the 88 gun. So we scored on this. It was a great buy, and it's a great kit. It looks like it's not too complicated to put together, and it comes with a complete crew, which is going to be fun to model and to paint. So as soon as I get the 88 gun kit done, I'll be showing you some of the sporadic assembly. I know it's kind of boring to sit and watch an entire assembly of a kit. So I'll come back and do various phases of the assembly, the painting of the kit, those kinds of things, and putting those in individual videos for you. So you got that to look forward to, guys. We're going to be building this up. The other items that I've ordered from Battlefront for my Flames of War are the new Late War Army List. It's a brand new book, just out. It's $20 US. Just ordered that. I ordered all of the new late war unit cards. I got the Brits, the Americans, the Germans, and the Brits, Americans, Germans, and I think that's it. Oh, Soviets. I also ordered the Soviets. So I got all 4 of the late war unit cards. Those are all coming. I also ordered more 25-pounder British guns to lay out my artillery unit for the Desert War, and I also ordered the Panzer IIIs, the troop of Panzer IIIs. I really like using those tanks. I've got only one that's modeled right now, but I do like using the Stuarts for the Brits because they're fast moving, they're light tanks, and they're great for doing flanking moves. So the Germans are now going to score on some Panzer IIIs. And honestly, I think I like using the Panzer IIIs more than the Panzer IVs, to be quite honest with you. To get the long barrel and the new rules, it's an extra 15 points a tank, which is pretty pricey actually, but whatever. So that's kind of the route I'm going. I'm going to field mostly short barrel Panzer IVs for doing bombardments and also some direct fire, but they don't have the range that the long barrel has, of course. So I'm going to kind of do a yin and yang kind of thing. I'm going to field some Panzer IVs and some Panzer IIIs and use them as a combo. And the play testing I have been doing, I've had 1, sometimes 2 Tigers on the board. So those are always fun to play with. So yeah, I just want to give a shout out to all you guys. Hope you're having a great holiday season coming up here. You making some of your own lists. Post in the comments below. Give us some ideas of the things you're getting for Christmas in the hobby sector. Share with us, all us others here up to like 426 subscribers now, 427. So that's a good amount of guys out there to share with. So let us know what you're getting into. So basically that's what I'm working on here at the studio, finishing up my Brits for Waterloo, and those are getting close to being done. They're about halfway done. Now that I've got a bulk of work behind me. I've got a little bit of snow showers coming in this weekend. Wife is out shopping with a friend, so I've got plenty of hobby time this weekend to get the Brits cranked out. I did at the hobby shop pick up some more flocking, some more gravel, some other things that I needed for basing. So I do still go to my local hobby shop. They're a lot further south for me, so during my work schedule that periodically takes me down in that area. So when I'm down in that area, I always pop in. I found it really interesting, being a big fan of Andy's Hobby headquarters out of Phoenix, Arizona. The hobby shop I go to is down in Columbus, Ohio. I reside in Delaware, Ohio. So that hobby shop I've been going to since I was probably 10 years old. It's that long. It's the same owner, the same guy still runs the shop. And actually was, until recently they retired and moved to a condo, well, partially retired. And they were customers of mine for 10, 15 years. So yeah, it's been really great. I started taking care of their property, and I come to find out through the wife that they owned the local Hobbyland chain here in Columbus. And I was like, oh, I've been going there since I was a little kid. And so whenever I get a chance, I pop into his last remaining store. Now, he had 4 stores in the Columbus, Ohio market. He's down to his original store, okay? That's the beating that retail has taken. So I encourage you guys, if you do have a local hobby shop, I have a local hobby shop right here in my town, where I'm not going to mention any names, but the owner is pretty remiss on staying on top of orders and things that you want. And I'm going in there dropping hundreds of dollars, ordering stuff to support my local hobby shop. But, I have to call and check. So I'm not talking about, don't support shops like that. Shops like that should go out of business. They shouldn't be around. And I'm a big proponent, as if you watch my videos, of being good consumers. But we also have to be fair with our purchases too. Now, I will tell you, this kit that I just purchased, the Tamiya 8-ton half-track, he was selling that kit cheaper than what I was bidding for on eBay 2 or 3 weeks ago. The final bid, I was beat by $1 because I didn't stay up till midnight. I had to work the next day, but I was outbid by $1. With shipping, the kit was going to come to close to $50. I got that kit out the door for 35 bucks, right? Well, plus tax, plus sales tax. But the list price on that kit, so he's very competitive. He's getting very competitive on his pricing. And I was talking to him about that, and he said that he finally got some of his suppliers to lower their pricing so that he could be more competitive. Anyways, he's getting into selling a lot of cool stuff. He's gotten into more RC stuff, which I'm personally not into, but he's had to really diversify and adapt to the change in the market. So his kit prices have come down, his selection of paints has gone up, he's got a lot more stuff that people actually want to use, like us guys that you want scenery things, you want flocking, you want grasses, you want things like that, not just model kits. Got rid of the puzzles and the stuff that people really aren't buying, and kind of honed it down to true actual hobbyists. He's selling these really good quality hobby tables that have they're real industrial strength, and they roll around on wheels. And I thought that was interesting. He was carrying those. They're like $289, but they're really thick wood tops with like industrial strength steel construction with nice rolling drawers that pull out. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting that he's carrying those. It comes with a nice leather stool to sit on. You kind of sit up a little higher. And I thought to myself, God, if I would have seen those before I had these tables here, I would have probably picked those up because they're so nice. So he's diversifying. It was pretty interesting. And I went back up to the counter. I was taking things up to the counter bit by bit. I was going to mention to him that Andy's Hobbies headquarters has put out on display, and he uses it, a 3D printer. We had 2 different types of printers, one a smaller one and one a larger one, and really nice ones that have the little clear plexiglass doors that open. And I can't remember the make. I think they were something maker, bot maker, or something like that. But the interesting thing was, here's a guy, he's been in a hobby business for years and years. He's down to his final store, but he is still got to be in his early 70s. He's still adapting and trying to change and adapt to the marketplace as a businessman. I thought that was really commendable of him and really cool that, the 3D printing is the wave of the future. And he has 2 machines there on display. He's had some samples of things that he had printed with them, were amazing. So we're talking about, printing little barrels and crates and things like that you can use for dioramas or for your scenery on your warboard. So yeah, here's this guy. He's going in and out of that shop all these years, and I've seen it evolve and change. And I hadn't been there, I don't know, I'm thinking like 6 months or so. So I can pop back in and here I'm like, wow, the place has really changed. He's totally reorganized the place. He's really streamlined, like I said, what he's offering in the store. His pricing is now very competitive, so when I start my British diorama, I plan on going to him. If he doesn't have everything that I need in stock, I'm going to just order through him to give him some business. And I guess that's kind of what I'm coming to. I get some things on Amazon, but I still want to support the one local hobby shop I do have that provides great service. And I wish the one here in town did, but it's I don't know. Some people are go-getters and some people aren't. So if you have a local hobby shop close to you, please just keep giving them business, guys. We're going to wake up and they're all going to be gone. I just pray that someday, if he does finally sell, that someone will step in and run the shop and take it over and it doesn't go out, because I honestly don't know of any other hobby shops out there in our area. So yeah, so there's that. So pretty interesting. But yeah, so moving forward here over the next several weeks, like I said, I had a nice Battlefront order I put through today. We got the 2 kit builds. I'm also going to be looking through the Black Powder rulebook this weekend and figuring out the artillery I need to expand upon. Now I've got 1 British artillery unit. I'm going to obviously build off of that. I'm going to probably add at least 2 more artillery pieces to that unit. And then I'm going to need to get a French artillery unit on the board. And then the Brits, I'll need to order a British cavalry unit, because they have no cavalry that came with the Waterloo kit. So yeah, I'm going to need to start building off of the Black Powder. And then, like I said, once we get into the first of the year, I get some of these projects a little bit done and behind me, especially the Waterloo project. I'm going to be eyeballing the Hail Caesar, okay? And someone that's really inspired me to do that is Holy Diver. If you haven't checked out Holy Diver's YouTube channel, you've got to. He has great battle reports. He even gets into some of the strategy with list building with Kings of War and Hail Caesar. So I highly recommend that channel as well. So yeah, so that's basically what we're looking for here. Quick studio update. I hope you guys have a great holiday and Merry Christmas.